What's going on, guys? You're watching Spectre React. Today we're talking about the third episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, titled The Power Broker. Here we go.
We'll talk about the power broker at the last minute, but let's talk about Zemo first. They're really pulling a Loki with the Zemo. They're making it really evil character who was, hated by everyone in the comics, and they're taking that character and they're kind of making him this fun guy. And I didn't expect to like that, but I actually ended up really enjoying it. I know you really like that Zemo dancing clip.
100%. Yeah, it was. I never thought that we'd get Zemo dancing in a club in the MCU.
Yeah, also that party threw me off a little bit. By the way, before we even get into this, spoilers ahead. Here we go for spoilers. Madripoor finally mentioned. Madripoor is the city of the X-Men, kind of like mutants kind of people. They all live in Madripoor. They all work in Madripoor. It's a crime city. We finally get to go there. Sam and Bucky breaks Zemo out of prison, and now that Zemo is out, he is revealed to be a Baron, just like he was in the comics. That was a really nice little touch.
Wait, however, U.S. Agent and Battlestar are suspecting that Bucky and Falcon were behind this breakout. So
Which is true, but obviously, um, Battlestar and faux Captain America have their little issue with Sam and Bucky, and you kind of see them developing into their own villainous kind of way because they're even if Sam and Bucky were innocent, they still wanted to prove that Sam and Bucky were in charge, like in like they were the ones who did all this.
yeah, they're going for like an extrajudicial approach, right?
Exactly. They have a very weird approach to interrogation too. They're like, Captain America was more like, "Tell me and I'll give you this," and this guy's like, "Tell me or I'll break that."
He's just
You know,
screaming, right?
he's just screaming at the guy, and it's not very Captain America. And so my theory for faux Captain America is that he's either gonna die or he's just gonna say, "This isn't for me, Sam. Here you go." But I'm thinking he's gonna die. I
I don't
have
think he's gonna
my
go out that easy, bro.
I think he's gonna die. We'll see. Anyways, back to Zemo in Madripoor. I like that we got a little bit of a heist kind of thing. You want to speak more on that?
Yeah, so I think this episode in particular did a great job at melding a bunch of different genres, like, heist, noir, and even the buddy comedy genre when Falcon was playing some character, and his character was very fond of eating snakes, but obviously Falcon wasn't, so kind of tricky
Yeah,
situation for him over there.
definitely, definitely. And I like that they had so much comedy in there too. Like it was just the subtlety, and there were just so much like action comedy. This show is hitting all the points, and the great cinematography, by the way.
Amazingly shot, amazing special effects on Madripoor both day and night.
Yeah, killed it. Let's talk about Sharon Carter. She came in finally. We knew she was coming in from the trailers. Now we get to see her, obviously. There are a lot of theories that we're going to get into about Sharon Carter later on, but she's just a badass who helps. And it's funny that she didn't get pardoned. I think it's kind of weird that, someone who helped Captain America, nobody made sure to get her pardoned as well. So she's kind of running her own little sideshow over here.
It's certainly odd, but you gotta hand it to her. She knows how to throw a party, right?
Yeah, I see. Again, I was mentioning this earlier on the party thing. I was expecting like an elegant like gala and stuff, like
Yeah,
people
like
like because
jazz in the background, right?
exactly. Then I see Zemo like fist pumping in the air, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a very different party. This party's kind of lit, but yeah, you know.
So Sharon Carter basically tells the team that the power broker is in charge in Madripoor. Now, people are saying that the power broker could be Sharon or it could be Ross. I don't see why Ross would abandon his government position to go undercover in Madripoor.
Well, it depends, right? Because in the comics, what happened was Ross was this like he was this overall misguided bad guy. So even if he was creating super soldiers, it would be like out of a misguided sense to be like in control of the people. And clearly the people who have this super soldier serum right now stole it. That was pretty clearly described in there. So what I think is that Ross might be the power broker, and then now that these flag smasher kids stole it, he wants it back, and he originally wanted to give some of that to Cap, to the faux Captain America.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how many nicknames is this guy gonna have, right? Secretary Ross, Thunderbolt, Red Hulk, and Power Broker, right?
I don't know. He might be the next big bad. They got to top Thanos somehow, right?
Facts.
The other theory is Sharon Carter, as you mentioned earlier. I like that theory a little bit though, because why not? The episode was titled Power Broker, and we met Sharon Carter for the first time.
Yeah, certainly would be a good twist. But I'm wondering like why she spent so much effort helping the team and killing the Power Brokers men at the docks in that case.
They weren't the power brokers. Well, I interpreted that differently. Well, obviously, you're probably talking about the scientists that they killed, but the person who was most pissed about that scientist getting killed was Sharon Carter, and Zemo just shot him. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Zemo's definitely veering away from the general direction of the team at times. Like the team didn't order him to kill that scientist, but he still did.
Yeah, well, Zemo has to have some element of like evil in him, though, right? You can't just completely 180 him.
For sure. And let's talk about Nagel actually, because Nagel was the one who tested Isaiah. Now, do you think that this was a more recent extraction of his vitals, or was Nagel alive during that time?
They said he was in prison for 30 years, right? So Nagel
Yeah.
definitely wasn't alive that time, but sometime during that 30 years, he did it. He figured out what made Isaiah work. And it's a tragedy, but it makes sense.
He was saying he was the next Erskine, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what Power Broker's thing is in the comics. If you haven't read those guys, what happens is Power Broker always hires a scientist to find out what's good with the super soldier serum, and then and he always adds like a little bit of a side effect. I mentioned that in another video that I'll link over here, but he basically puts side effects into your body, so you still need more, and it'll kill you if you don't come back. That's how Power Broker makes his money. So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work out, but my theory is right now Ross or Sharon Carter, and that's all we're gonna say about that. We did get to see a little bit of Wakanda show up at the end.
Yep, the
Bucky
black
is
beads, right?
Yeah, Bucky finds the Kimoyo beads, I think they're called, and he says he dropped something. So it looks like the White Wolf is still active, because the girl is from Civil War, by the way. She's a part of the Dora Milaje that was threatening Black Widow in that scene in Civil War. I think what's going to happen is that Bucky as the White Wolf is still kind of active, and what he's doing is he's like working with the Black Panther people, or not Black Panther anymore, but he's working with them to capture Zemo as well, which is why he broke Zemo out as part of some deal.
Well, once Zemo finds out, he's not going to be happy about the whole situation for
It
sure,
might turn him. It might turn him completely.
or turn him back, right? I think that they mentioned episode 5 is going to make us cry, and I think, as you said, episode 4 is going to have a crazy cameo, right?
Episode 5 might have that crazy cameo. See, the writer was talking about how there was going to be a really grounded character who comes in. And, I'm really hoping that they're not making another joke and the grounded character is White Wolf. Like, that
Yeah,
would be
please
really
no.
annoying to me. But, if they are to do this, they might hopefully, like, put in somebody like a lower X-Men character. Or, Wolverine it would be a great time to bring Wolverine in.
They mentioned that episode 5 would make us cry, and I know this is like a 1 in a million chance of this happening, but this series was filmed in late 2019 to early 2020. There's a
Hmm.
slight chance Chadwick Boseman could appear as Black Panther. That'd be an amazing
Yeah,
send off.
that would definitely be an amazing send off. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. He
R.I.P.
killed it as Black Panther. I'm very glad that they haven't recasted him. I think that that's the best way to honor him.
Or CGI'd him, right?
Or CGI'd him exactly. That's just not fair. But
For
yeah,
sure.
if Black Panther does show up for a little bit of time, that might be very cool. All right, so as always, drop your comments down below, drop your crazy theories down below, and let us know what you thought. That is all we have for you guys at the moment. See ya.